Caleb Brooks with the AHSAA Radio Network. We're at Etowah County Media Days. I'm joined by Coach Ron Daughtery from Southside-Gadsden. And, Coach, first of all, thank you for taking the time to join me. And, this event here, first time ever doing it, but talk about what it means for this community to all come together and really kind of kick off the football season and get 2019 started.
Well, I was thinking about it today because we've never done anything like this before, and it took me back to, like Coach Rob was talking about, like 1985, of that feeling when you see the band out there practicing and you pull up and it's fixing to start getting going. So this is a great thing they've put on it like this, to get all the kids together and come out and do this, cheerleaders and everybody.
For you guys, how do you feel about your team right now, where you guys are at this point? How do you feel about spring, and where you feel like y'all have improved this summer?
We came through spring pretty well. We've got a lot of areas that we were working on, so but we made progress. I tell the kids, we just got to be better the next day, get better each day. Summer, our workouts have been pretty good. We haven't done as much of the 7-on-7 and team things like that, but we're really hitting into it really hard right now. Like I've said before, we've got some areas we lost a lot of defensive linemen and in the secondary that have to mature quick with some of the teams we have on our schedule. Offensively, we've got a lot of returning players, but the biggest loss was our running back. There was a game backer, but we've got some other kids we think can step up and play.
Yeah, that was one thing I was going to ask you about, was losing the guys that you are on defense, because I thought last year you guys had a really good defense and really had a lot of success on that side of the ball. So how tough is it going to be to replace those guys and try to carry that success over this year?
Well, at Southside, we need our athletes to play more than one sport, and last year we had those 3 kids that were senior baseball players that decided, hey, we're going to play, and all 3 of them started in our secondary. And we also had 3 defensive linemen that weren't real big kids that had been playing on the team and been working their whole career. And last year it came together that their heart was bigger than their body, and they did a great job all the way through the season. And those secondary guys on the back end really helped us have a good defense. So that's the 2 areas that we're really going to have to develop and get better. And we've got some more kids out that it's really their first year or second year or young kids. So it really depends on how fast they develop and learn and get experience in those positions.
How excited are you to get the pads on and get out there and actually see what your football team looks like now after a long summer?
Yeah, you get things out of OTAs and 7-on-7s and all that, but at the end of it, I'm always, but that's not real football. There's certain things that you can do, and then you get better at execution and things like that, but you don't get that feeling that you get when you can really get into each other, and so I'm really looking forward to that part of it, because that's part of our game. That's the style of game we play. So we can't really work on the style of game we play until we can get all the pads on.
How have you felt about OTAs and 7-on-7s, though, and what you guys have done in going to those competitions?
I really like the 11-on-11 part defensively. Offensively, I think that's an execution and first step technique thing, but defensively reading and all is really, really good. And we did one with Coach Osmond at ARAB. And we did run just as much as we did pass, and I really like that for our defenses, and because when you do a play action pass in 7-on-7, those linebackers are never they're dropping 12 yards deep when you're faking the dive. So that part of it has gotten better. People, great coaches around the state and finding better ways to do it. So that is good, and it does help.
So thinking about this year, what would you set as the goal and the expectation for your team entering 2019?
Your first thing you're always going to say is get to the playoffs. Our kids, we did that last year, and I think they're aiming higher. But I always say the same thing: just be better tomorrow than you were today. No matter what it is. I tell them in the weight room, if I don't care how strong you are right now, I just want you stronger next week. I don't care how many times you do the play correctly. I just want you to do it more times next week. So that's my goal every time with them.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to join me today.
I appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir. Good luck to you guys, and we look forward to seeing if you guys can get to the playoffs like you want and get further like the players want.
Okay, thank you.